And now, a word from our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by Samaj Music Group, a Louisiana-based independent record label, bringing to you all original music with that Louisiana sound. Their genre includes rap, R&B, hip-hop, funk, and pop. To get a feel for their sound and featured artists added to your playlist, be sure to go follow them on Instagram at Samaj Music Group and Facebook for updates and up-and-coming projects today. Samaj Music Group. Strategic Peoples, a Louisiana-based music production team specializing in audio, visuals, and media. This group is also well diverse and can get to work on your next up-and-coming album project. Be sure to check out strategicpeoples.com today and follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Strategic Peoples. For anything music, think Strategic Peoples. You're listening to One Sound, One Scene podcast, a Strategic Peoples production, where we highlight and promote entrepreneurs, startup businesses, independent music, and creators while offering information and inspiration on topics everyone can relate to.
We ain't playing. That's it. Yeah. I'm down with play.
Thanks for tuning in to One Sound, One Scene, representing the 337, the Flatlands of Lafayette, Louisiana. It's your girls, Lane Marie.
And your girl, Daisha Nicole.
Be sure to go to our website at onesoundonescene.buzzsprout.com on your mobile or web device. Hit the subscribe button in the top right-hand corner of the screen to get updates on new episodes. You can also subscribe on YouTube at One Sound, One Scene. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications for up-and-coming shows and to catch up on past episodes. How you doing today, girlie?
Girl, I'm doing good, girl. I slept good last night. Man, I must have slept like 9 hours, child.
Ooh.
So I'm feeling good. I'm
You looking good.
Hey.
Ow.
What about you, girl?
I'm amazing, girl. I've been super busy this week. Life has been great. That's all I can say. I'm super excited about the partnerships that we've been getting with One Sound, One Scene. It's gonna be amazing, not only for the community but for the local independent music. Ow. So my dreams are starting to be realized. It's really starting to be realized, and I'm super excited about it. Today's topic is failures are necessary for growth.
Yes, indeed it is.
Whoop whoop, and I love
believe
that.
I believe it.
I don't even like to say the word failures because I believe that it is success. I just identify with the word failure because that's how society identifies with it. But in
Right.
my opinion and definition, it means success to me.
It can. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, of course you grow from it. It's a learning experience or whatever. But failure sometimes can knock you down, girl.
It can. It
So-
can. But whenever you come back up, aren't you stronger?
Sometimes people don't get back up from that shit.
A TKO?
Done. And especially if you surround yourself with negative people.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you don't bounce back.
Yep. Because they among some sharks, girl.
Yep.
The ocean done swallowed them up.
Never return.
Yeah. So the definition of failure simply states that it's the fact of not doing something that you must do or expected to do. So in my opinion, failure is necessary because failure exposes your hand, meaning the action or the lack of action you've been putting towards your success. So when you realize you're not where you want to be, you start thinking of new ways to make those things manifest, especially when it concerns your financial well-being. Oh.
I believe you. Let
Yeah.
me just share one thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
When you said the part about it exposes your hand,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that it
Yeah.
it definitely
It does.
it definitely exposed my hand for laziness
Mm-hmm.
and oh man, I procrastinate.
Mm-hmm.
I have it so bad with that, so it definitely does that, and it put me on point a little bit to get my shit together.
Yeah, it does, and it's very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and
You know.
you beat yourself up like, damn.
Uh-huh.
Because I kept telling myself, like, I knew what I was doing was like not right, but I kept telling myself next week it's gonna be a better
Yeah.
week. I'm gonna be organized. I'm gonna get shit done.
And next week leads to next
next
week.
week never
And then when you look, a
came.
year done passed.
Next, yep. And
Mhm.
then guess what? I failed.
Yeah.
I failed at an opportunity that could have been great for me. I failed. I
Right.
completely failed.
And most people identify with the financial well-being part because, when you need money to maneuver through life, You see,
Mhm.
nobody wants to be uncomfortable for a
Mhm.
specific amount of time long enough, to see things through. Because right when, you're about to birth that dream, most of us quit because it may
Mhm.
get tough,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
therefore, we go back to believing that the dream isn't possible. And that's that little lie you tell yourself,
Mhm.
but that's that uncomfortability.
Mhm. I did that too. I did that too with real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Although I really didn't. I don't think I really wanted to do houses, sell
Mm-hmm.
houses or whatever. I just knew I wanted to do something,
Right.
and I just wanted to make money, and I wanted to have a decent job. But that was an excuse I used for I'm because it got hard. I
Yeah.
failed one test and I was done.
And you was done.
I was done.
You gotta fight through it, girl.
I didn't know how to do that then.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm still trying out. God, I'm struggling,
You gonna
but
be
I'm getting
good.
there.
Yeah. You there, girl.
I'm there. Yeah, I'm not getting there. I'm
You're
there.
there. You gotta speak that into existence, and you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta act like you're there. What and when people say you gotta fake it till you make it, it's more so of the way you think
Mhm.
about yourself and
Mhm.
what you do. That's the faking part, right?
Right.
People think that the faking is, putting on a front. No, we ain't putting on no fronts, right?
Mhm. I know
But
what you
what we're
mean.
doing is we building up that belief system in our mind to
Right.
know that we can do better,
Mhm.
and then when you get your mind on point,
Mhm.
everything gonna operate around you, within you, through you, like it's supposed to happen.
Mhm.
You
That's
know?
just like affirmations.
Yeah. I say it daily. I make my kids say it, and I believe them.
Yeah.
The more and more you say things, the more you believe it. That's with anything, good, bad, it doesn't matter.
Alive.
Yep. And as you say that, people who lie a lot, man, you say, man, this person lies so much they believe their own lies, and then you know that they're lying, but they're
Mhm.
so good at it,
You
so
start believing
you
that.
start believing
You
that.
start
I
believing that.
wonder if she,
I can't stand to be around people like, did they put you in it? Huh?
yeah,
Such a, don't, I don't know nothing about that. Now you making me look like a liar.
exactly,
Don't
but
put
they
me
can
in your
trick you into
mess.
believing it so well because they believe it, and when you believe in something, others around you can sense that, and if your belief is big enough, then that belief, can leech on to other people around you.
Mhm.
So when people's uncomfortable, that's where the magic happens. At least
Mhm.
for me, because your brain gets to working creatively on your behalf. That's when you grow and stretch as a person and start partaking in things that you never imagined. And without this thing called failure, as society labels it, I hate saying that word, there wouldn't be anything to not only measure success by, but also to grow you,
Mhm.
right? So I want to talk about, something so simple like sharing my life on social media or, the public speaking. I know I have to do that because of where I want to grow and where I want to be.
Mhm.
Right. So like I'm a very private person and I feel like if you're not part of my immediate circle, you don't need to know what's going on in my life or with my family.
Mhm.
But I had to say, you know what? Maybe I need to start letting people in to get to know me a little bit better so that I can do what I want to do. Because one of the things that I aspire to do is speak in front of a crowd, motivate, and help people.
Mhm.
But I can't do that if I am not letting people know who I am.
Right.
Right? Because
Mhm.
they only know really one dimension of me. They know that I'm a realtor, they know that I'm a mother, and they know that I'm a wife. That's it. So how can people resonate with you if they only know those three things about you? Right? So I gotta let them know about, hey, I went through depression. Hey, I had two miscarriages. Hey, my mom and my dad both passed away from cancer. Hey, and then it opens up the pool that you can resonate to,
Mhm.
right? So I realized that I had to open up my life, so to speak, so that I can resonate with people and help people in the capacity that I want to help them with because I believe everything I go through is not just for me. It's
Mhm.
something bigger than me. And it's for me to go through so that I can share it and help somebody else with it.
Right.
So that's very uncomfortable for me. But more and more that I do it, I'm getting comfortable with it and I'm growing from it. And because of that, I started meeting people, relating to people, and opening up doors and partnerships on the grand scheme of things, which is, being an advocate in the community for the music scene and
Mhm.
entrepreneurship and small businesses, right? But I started with this, and this is what opened the doors for everything else. So me being uncomfortable for that short period of time And I would say short because it was really short. Like really December of 18 till now we in February, and I've met so many people that has added so much value to One Sound One Scene, strategic peoples. It has added so much value in such this little amount of time. I can't even fathom it. I still think I'm in a dream. You know, but that's what being uncomfortable do for you. It opens up doors.
What would you tell somebody? Like, what advice would you give somebody that allow that has allowed fear to seep on in
And stop
because
them.
because of failure? Because with failure sometimes come fear,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to do nothing. Like we said in the beginning, like what would you give? What advice would you give them to bounce back from that? Like, what would you say?
I would first say the definition of insanity
Mm-hmm.
is doing the same thing over and over and expecting to get a different result. The next thing I would say is, what are you doing now that is aiding your dream? Right? 9 times out of 10, whatever they're doing now because of fear
Mm-hmm.
is not aiding towards their dream. So then once I would identify that, I would say what's stopping you, right? So then once I figure out what's stopping you, why is that stopping you? Now, is that fear more important to you than where you're trying to go?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have some decisions to make because that fear is holding you to a life that you're probably hating. It's not conducive to your growth, your well-being. You're probably depressed. You don't have anything to leave behind for your children that's if you do have kids and you want to leave behind a legacy. So with fear comes all those things, right? Worries, stressing out, depression, all that. Is that important enough to keep on carrying that baggage? For me, no. Right? For me, what fueled me was I don't want to live with regret. That is my biggest fear. Living with regret. That's why I always just jump and do things. I don't sit there and try to analyze everything because if you analyze, you get paralyzed. Right? So
You
I
think
just
long,
jump.
you think wrong.
Yes, I just jump most of the time.
Yes,
Most of
yes.
the time, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Right?
That girl, that's scary. You
But
fuck around, drown.
let me tell you, I'm okay to drown. I'll figure out how to swim and float.
Oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because what I got to lose?
Yes. Yes.
Because I'm
yes,
already
yes,
at rock bottom. I'm already unhappy. I'm already, depressed. I already don't want to be here. So what's the worst can happen?
That's a way to look at it, though.
That's how I look at it.
That is a way to look at it.
I just jump. Like when we started this podcast, I didn't know what the hell I was doing though.
Right.
I didn't even really study no other podcasts, really.
I still don't know what I'm doing, y'all.
That's
but
okay,
we getting
but
there.
we're doing it. But we're learning as we go, and that's the
Right.
beauty of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if we would have sat down, just think about this. If I'd have sat down and be like, man, I'm going to need this piece of equipment, that piece of equipment, that's going to cost this. Oh, man, what are we going to talk about? Oh, man.
2 years later, still trying to put it together.
Exactly. So that's why I just
Instead
did
of
it.
figuring out along the way.
Exactly.
Embrace the journey.
I put my money where my mouth was, and I just
Mhm.
jumped. I called you on a Saturday. On a Sunday, I was in the Guitar Center.
Really?
Guitar Center. I was at Guitar Center on the Sunday. You remember? You was like, you show? I was like, look. Remember I sent you those pictures?
I don't.
That's how
remember.
fast it was. And he was like, when we
Yeah,
gonna go
I think
record?
we did it the next week.
Yeah,
we
you was
just
like,
jumped
when we
right
was gonna
into-
record? I say, I'm free Monday. I didn't
we
even
just
know.
jumped right into
I didn't
it.
even know.
Yeah.
So you just have to jump. The worst can happen is you end back up right where you were.
Mm-hmm.
So the word of today, y'all, jump. Your parachute gonna come from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna meet some people along the way that may help you because you're moving in that direction. And when you're moving a certain direction, you meet people along the way that can help you.
Yeah.
So just jump. So uncomfortability is good.
Yeah. It grows you though.
It does.
Failing grows you. You know.
It does. It's necessary. And when you do fail, I'm putting it in quotations, like I said earlier, your mind gets to working on your behalf.
Mm-hmm.
When you're comfortable, your mind doesn't work because it's like almost automatically you're doing the same thing. When you live in a routine life, You're doing the same thing. What is there for your mind to go to work on your behalf for?
Right.
It already knows what it's doing. But whenever you get uncomfortable, now your mind gotta say, okay, we ain't never tread these territories before. Let's see what we gonna do.
But you learn though too.
Exactly.
You get experience.
That's
you
the
get
beauty.
much more knowledgeable about certain things. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, y'all.
You get in survival mode too sometimes.
Yeah. That's why I was talking about
that beast come out that been sleep.
You figure it out. You figure it out. So what I got to say about that is when you fail, you're won.
Yeah.
Because you figured out another way to do something else. Because I guarantee you, if that failure impacted your life in some type of way, you ain't going to make that same mistake. And you're going to figure out how to maneuver around that. Now you got some tools in the toolbox. See, so next time you come across, a certain situation that may be similar to that, you know how to maneuver around that.
I ain't going to do it like this because this didn't work.
And you're going to move
around
like
that last time.
With grace.
Right.
It's going to be better. So that's all I have to say.
Failing also humbles you.
Oh, tremendously.
Oh, man.
Tremendously.
It humbles you.
I can agree.
So, yeah.
Well, guys, that's the end of this segment. I hope you guys took something from that. If you feel like you failed, get back up. Like the Aaliyah song used to say, dust yourself off and try again.
I have I want something I want to read that I posted to my Instagram. I thought it was pretty cool. I think it has something to do similar to failing or whatever. When you're in a dark place, you sometimes tend to think you've been buried. Perhaps you've been planted. Bloom.
Broderick had that earlier. He saw the same thing. He's like, I was like, ooh, that's so profound.
Yes. Cause I was in. Let me tell you, just like I'm better now. But just last week, girl, I was in a dark area. I felt like I was just floating through here. I don't even think I had too much of an emotion. I didn't even like people.
Wow.
So when I read that was like, dang.
Uplifting.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense. Read it again, girl.
Yeah. When you're in a dark place, you sometimes tend to think you've been buried. Perhaps you've been planted. Bloom.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm being planted right now. And I feel like I'm going to come out. I'm going to be a badass flower, yeah.
Go,
what kind
girl.
of flower you think I'm going to be?
I was about to ask you, what you think
sunflower,
you'll
a
be?
rose?
A tulip? A sunflower?
I don't want to be no tulip.
I don't even know what
I want
a
to be a
tulip
rose.
is.
They hand out roses for every occasion.
Don't make me start calling you Rose. Okay, Rose. This your girl named Marie and Rose.
And Daisha Nicole, a.k.a. Rose. You want to know what rose mean? Catch up on the previous episode. What episode this is?
This is episode 4, girl.
Episode 4. Didn't Pac write a poem about that?
About what?
Something, the rose, something concrete, something.
Roses grow through concrete?
Don't make me mess up Pac.
I don't know.
I don't want to mess it up. His legacy.
He's trying to go there.
Just tearing up that man's stuff.
Well, guys, this concludes this end of the segment, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you took a little bit of inspiration from that, and maybe we helped you out in a situation today or gave you a word of the day. Up next, guys, we have a song from Young Successful titled Struggling. You can find them on Instagram at Young, that's YUNG _successful for up-and-coming shows and new music. Stay tuned.
I'm so sick of struggling on this daily budget. People stop and stare, judging when I'm out in public. They won't see me fall, watch me snatch it all. So much weight up on my shoulders, trying to get it all this pain that I'm suffering day and night. My grandma gone, go hold me tight. Twisted up with the devil, wasn't living right. Had to get it from the shoulders, I was known to fight. Family hating on the kid, wanna see me gone when I'm dead. Hoping y'all play this song. Relationships just more problems. I accomplished more when I was left alone. That 9 to 5, bullshit. Left me on the corner with a full clip, with my hand out, just a little fool, none to live for. Wishing a nigga would. Get my money to women, didn't give a fuck. Get it, I mean, that shit tough luck. Get my last to niggas wouldn't budge for me, but nah, can't get a word from it. Watch me move anything that's in the way life Show everybody what I'm made of. Can't let these hard times phase us. Numbers don't like get paper. Been tell everybody I'm good. Couldn't help me if you could. Care less, maybe I should. No love lost if I would. I'm so sick of struggling on this daily budget. People stop and stare, judging when I'm out in public. They won't see me fall. Watch me snatch it all. So much weight up on my shoulders, trying to get it all.
If you like what we're doing and want to be a part of our movement and support the show, please go to onesoundonescene.buzzsprout.com. Click on the episode under the player. There are icons. Be sure to hit the heart icon to the far right or go directly to patreon.com/onesoundonescene. There you will get exclusive info of what is offered to our aspire, inspire, and pour into other supporters, and how your support will benefit what we do. We appreciate you and thank you for any level of support. Can I give a shout out real quick?
Go ahead,
I want to give a shout out to Quincy.
Yes.
Reason being, Quincy has been our number one supporter since we started this podcast. And I love you so much for that, Quincy. I don't even know you, my brother, but I love you.
Yes.
You're my brother from another mother. We need to meet one day, though.
Yes. Let
we
me
need
tell
to
y'all
come,
about
we
Mr.
need to,
Quincy.
We need to come dab it up or something.
Mr. Quincy has put me in connection with a music artist that we're working with. He has also put us in connection with a radio personnel up in Indiana who is spinning some of our artist music. He has also connected me with a book writer that goes by the name of Mr. Jonathan Polidor. And I've been able to meet him and learn some amazing things from Jonathan. So that is the power of collaboration. That is the power of putting yourself out there and just jumping, because you never know who will come and give you a life raft to rescue you in that sense. So Quincy, we appreciate you from the bottom of our heart. You just don't know how much what you do inspire us and continue to fuel what we do, and give us a reason to keep on doing what we do. Right. So he has given this podcast the name of the number one podcast in the country.
And we claiming
and
it.
we claiming it. We Cassius Clay in this mug. We Muhammad Ali in this mug. You know, we are the greatest podcast,
indeed.
number one podcast in the country. So thank you, Quincy. We love you for that, my brother. And we just want to give you your own little time.
Yeah, he's really deserving of it. Quincy, he showed more support than me. He be showing more support than me. Sometimes I be like, cause sometimes you not be working. I be like, dang, I forgot to share it on Instagram or girl, it's on his stuff.
Yes.
So
we
you know, like,
that.
yeah, I really appreciate
when
it.
I see that the number one podcast in the country, you know, that amps me up. I be like, hey, that give me like an extra burst of energy, you know, because
for somebody else to believe that for you,
to believe, like, I'm walking in the dream and I see the fruits of it, and that's just one of many, you know. So thank you again. Thank you. I wish that was an award we could give you. Hey, that might be an idea.
Yeah. Inbox us. What you like, Quincy?
Yeah, what you like? But we appreciate you, Quincy. We thank you for continuing to support and connect us with people that not only we can help, but that also helps and aid what we do. And now it's time for our music business tip of the day. And the tip today, we're talking about the importance of self-promoting. Can't stress that enough. If you don't self-promote yourself, how do you expect others to promote you and trust that what you do is serious? Don't be here today and gone tomorrow. Fans connect with artists that they feel they can resonate with. And it's not just from an artist perspective, but a business person perspective. And I can honestly resonate with that because I'm learning that even with my business, right? So people follow people that they can resonate with. A wise woman once told me that people do business with people that they know, like, and trust.
Mm.
And that's super important because they will stick with you always and through anything. So, the key to self promoting is giving them a little bit of you and your music. I tell my artists all the time, if you're not promoting yourself, don't look for me to promote you more than
Mhm.
you do, because your followers, your fans, your supporters will not buy into the record label. They are buying into you as a person, right? So if you push hard, I'll push hard. But if you don't, I won't. It's that simple.
Right.
Because what if someone wants to book that artist and I'm going hard for them and I'm promoting them and I'm putting them out, right?
Mhm.
And then they contact me for that artist to come and do a show and that artist is nowhere around. That artist is inconsistent. That artist is not dependable, right? And now I'm left looking crazy because that artist isn't prepared or can't make the show. So what am I wasting my time for, right? But think about this. Why Beyonce got so many doggone fans? They not buying into her record label. They're buying into Beyonce.
Mm.
It don't matter where Beyonce go. They always gonna follow Beyonce. So that's the important thing. People need to know who you are, not only as an artist, but give them a little bit of personality of who you are, what you like, what you do, some hobbies that you do, some bad habits or good habits that you may have. You know, things that you aspire to do, because not only are you resonating with your audience, but you're also opening up your fan base because you're resonating with many different people, right? I like to say all the time, we are like onions. We have many different layers.
Mm.
But if
Peel them
somebody,
back.
right, if somebody only see the first layer of your and you're the onion, but if you only pull back one, fans don't know you have 15 or 20 more layers to go.
Yeah.
you know so just give them a little bit of yourself. Share with them who you are, not only as an artist but as a human being, and your followers will go up. And you have to promote consistently. Don't be on here promoting heavy for a week and then next week you're not on there at all.
Mm.
Now you know it goes, and now you done got them hooked and they can't find you. So that's my little music tip of the day. Always be self promoting. If you feel people not promoting you or supporting you, you have to believe in yourself big enough, long enough, and eventually they're gonna catch on. But you can't be worrying about who not liking, who not sharing, who not jamming your music, because you're gonna get lost in the sauce because you're not looking at the bigger picture, right? The bigger picture is putting it out there, and somebody is going to resonate with it. You ain't gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but somebody gonna drink your ass. And that's all I gotta say about that, guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the music tip. I hope that you guys can implement this in your daily living. And always remember, you have to be your biggest walking supporter and your biggest walking billboard. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's music tip of the day. If you're an independent artist and you have positive music and would like your music to be featured on our up and coming show, be sure to email us an MP3 file of sample free radio versions of your original songs and your social links to one sound one scene at gmail.com. That is the number one, guys. Please note that any music that does not meet all the criteria mentioned will not be featured on the show.
If you have an inspiring story and would like to be a guest or to have your business or creation featured on our show, please hit the heart icon at the bottom of this video. If you're using the Buzzsprout platform, YouTube listeners, be sure to go to patreon.com/one sound one scene if you're interested and need more details.
Let's get social and be a part of our community. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at One Sound One Scene to stay in the know about what's up and coming, guys. And I just want to tell y'all this. Y'all need to go to patreon.com. Become a patron because, guys, I'm telling y'all, we have so many funny bloopers on there. I go back and listen, and I literally be crying because I can't believe some of the things we be saying, some of the mess ups we be saying. And from this episode here, we got some funny stuff on here, right?
Yeah.
So I can't wait to go back and listen to the bloopers, guys. So go ahead. You can kill two birds with one stone. Not only are you supporting the show, but you are getting a good laugh. And guys, to become a patron, and listen to those bloopers, it only costs $1. So yeah.
Come on now. Y'all be kicking that dollar, throwing them coins in the back of your seat, under your seat.
So we appreciate any level of support. But yeah, go to patreon.com/one sound one scene and listen to those bloopers, guys. They're there for you. And it's funny as hell. So, guys, if you like hanging with us, be sure to tune in every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. for new episodes at onesoundonescene.buzzsprout.com or on YouTube at One Sound One Scene. Well, guys, this concludes episode 4 of our show. It's been super fun. Thanks so much for tuning in to One Sound One Scene podcast. Closing us out is a song from d.knite called Only You, the extended cut. I love that little hit, y'all, and I'm not being biased, but it's good. Right? Featuring Phase 1 and Phase 2 and SB King James off his latest album, The Process. You can find it all on major online stores, and be sure to follow d.knite on Instagram at 337d.knite, and that's DKNITE. Always remember, guys, if you help enough people get what they want, you will always get what you want. Aspire, inspire, and pour into others. Until next time, folks, One Sound, One Scene, we are out.
Only you can make a boner. Only you can make a boner. Only you can make a boner. Only you can make me wanna get my life together, keep my life together while I'm on this lonely highway in the weather. I'm thinking about the time when I didn't know when I would pull through it. Then I had to do it. Who had my back? Only you and the man above. Headed back to the flats where we used to love. Money on my mind every day. I get me some. What else or who else is you thinking of? Only you can make a boner. 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 Only you. You and me. Let's make this a reality. Only you can make me do the things that I do.
Only you can make a player want to get in the game. Only you can make a hot ball spit that flame. It's a Houston thing to make them swing and bang. It's a California thing to make them crip walk, man. It's a Georgia thing to want the midnight train. It's a hallelujah thing to want the Holy Ghost, man. Only you can keep me on my feet. Keep me on my toes, vibing to this beat. Keep me mobbing to this beat. Got me dodging the street. I calm down now, so I got me dodging this heat. Only you came through from this dream to me. Made me wake up and face reality.
Only you can make a boner. Only you can make a boner. Only you can make a boner.